It's AFL Saturday, late slate, 3 games to cover in this video. We have the Bombers and St Kilda. I'm going to take the game total under in this game. Hang around, you'll find out why. GWS are the underdog against Melbourne. I'm going to take them to cover the line. And in the final game of the day, Fremantle up against West Coast in Western Derby 59. The Dockers will win by 40 plus. So we won't have a repeat of the early game this year. Now the Bombers, I'm afraid they will be spiralling out of the 8 with this loss up here against St Kilda. 5 of their last 7, they have allowed 90 points, an average of 90 points to their opponents. It's just really inconsistent. And on the scoring end, they've scored between 60 and 122 points in those games. So we don't really know where Essendon are at the moment, whether they're good, they're bad, or I don't think they know themselves. They must be able to compete with top tier opponents, and that's what they haven't done over the past few months of footy. The Saints, of course, are also very inconsistent. They're from one end of the spectrum to the other. 2 weeks ago, they posted their lowest total of the season, then last week, the highest total of the season. But they are the 3rd best scoring defense in the league. They have the 3rd fewest points. And these 2 teams are also quite up there in intercept marks, top 7, so expect a low total in this game. Now, in the first of the 2 primetime games, we have GWS coming up against Melbourne, and the Giants are actually the underdogs in this one. It's only a very short line, 2.5 points I found it at, but I think GWS are just a much better team right now. They had a fantastic start to the season, then they fell away dramatically, but they're starting to pick up that form once again, and you can see that through all the numbers. The Demons have lost 6 of their last 10 games, and 3 of the 4 wins they have been against bottom-ranked teams, and GWS are not a bottom-ranked team. The Ds are also conceding 20 more points on average over this last 10-game period than what they did in the first 8 where they were an elite team. The Giants used their handball really well. We've seen Lockie Whitfield over the weekend, 40 disposals and getting those metres gained from the back line straight through the middle. And I think the Giants will do that again this week against Melbourne, who are under strength in their middle, even if Max Gawn comes back and plays. The Giants will cover in this one, 2.5 points. Now the final game of our late slate, it is the Western Derby, number 59 between Fremantle and West Coast. Now the Dockers went into Derby 58 early this season as massive favourites, as they do in this one, and were completely wiped off the park by West Coast. If they come and have the same result again, they can go back to the WAFL, get rid of them. They don't deserve a spot in the AFL, and that's coming from a Dockers supporter. I don't think it'll happen. I think they're going to win by 40 plus, and I'll tell you why. The Dockers are an elite team moving the ball, so they have the best efficiency, disposal efficiency of any team in the AFL, 75.9%, and they're also the 2nd best team in clearances. So they're moving the ball very well, and they're getting their hands on the ball quite a lot, and that's leading to an increased scoring, which we're seeing across the board for the Dockers, and it's something that they have lacked for a number of years. In their last 5 games against bottom 4 opponents, of which West Coast are, they're averaging 90 points per game, which is an amazing number for the Dockers, who, again, haven't been there for a number of years. 4 of their last 7 wins have been by 40 plus, and for West Coast, 3 of their 4 most recent losses, not only in this year's AFL, but in the Derby, have also been 40 plus points. So lock the Dockers in for a 40 plus win to finish off Saturday night AFL. Enjoy your weekend, and don't forget to subscribe and check out the other videos on the channel.